गुरुवे 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 अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे 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 सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्ना विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशाश्वतशान्तो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे 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 अनेक जन्म संप्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञान प्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं नवसिंहोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोपादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथ श्रीजगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुवे 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 गुरुरादिर्नादिश्च गुरु परमदैवतं गुरो परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः।
अवलंबन है बस एक यही मेरा बल है तब मही कृपा अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे अज्ञान भरे संशय से भरे विपरीत विचारों से भी भरे मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा मन के अंधकार को दूर करे वचनामृत से तव बोध कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बनकर पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बनकर पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बनकर पल पल पग पग जीवन पथ पर गुरु साथ मेरे रक्षक बनकर बिसरू न कभी यह प्रेम मणि आनंदमणि भवदीय कृपा बिसरू न कभी यह प्रेममयि आनंदमयि भवदीय कृपा बिसरू न कभी यह प्रेममयि आनंदमयि भवदीय कृपा बिसरू न कभी यह प्रेममयि आनंदमयि भवदीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव महनीय कृपा मेरे जीवन का अवलंबन है बस एक यही मेरा बल है महनीय कृपा गुरुदेव तव
सरे ग प ध नि प म ग ग प रे प रे सा सरे ग प ध सा सरे सा ध प प ग रे प रे सा राम से कोई मिला दे मुझको
राम से कोई मिला दे मुझको राह से कोई लगा दे मुझको राम से कोई मिला दे मुझको राह से कोई लगा दे मुझको बिन लाठी का निकला अंधा बिन लाठी का निकला अंधा राह से कोई चरण सुखदाई। भज मन राम चरण सुखदाई। भज मन राम चरण सुखदाई। जिहि चरण से निकसी सुरसरी। जिहि चरण से निकसी सुरसरी। शंकर जटाधर
Hari Om. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधा भरनौ रघुवर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। The stories before the beginning of Sri Ram Katha are very significant for us to know with what attitude and from whom we should listen to this Ramayana Katha. Goswami Tulsidas ji, in the very beginning of Sri Ramcharitmanas, having invoked Sri Ganesha, Mother Saraswati, Vani Devi, then Guru, and after that invokes Bhavani and Shankar. And the story that I told in the morning, very briefly, is for us to understand. That's why the scriptures are not to be just heard as a novel or, seen as a movie or hear some comments about it. From the very beginning, how we should listen to, whom we should listen to, in what atmosphere, even why we should listen to it. No? See, Sati went with Shivji to Agastya Muni's ashram. But very important it is to know and listen to the katha of Bhagwan, because the leelas of Bhagwan, if you see, you will get deluded. Even Sati got deluded. But if she would have, that's why when Shivji says that is the katha Muni told us. From there you get to know that she must have not listened carefully. That's why she had this doubt. But when Shivji tells her, she goes and does something. When we don't listen to the advice of the wise and our elders and noble people, we will tend to go and do something opposite only. And the consequences of that, not only we, family members, even society has to suffer. Anyway, Sati realized that she doubted Shivji not once but twice, even though she seems to have great reverence for Shivji. Goswami Tulsidas ji, in the beginning, as I said, introduces, he says, Bhavani Shankarau Vande Shraddha Vishwa Sarupinau Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti Siddha Swantastami Shwaram. He says, I invoke the blessings of Bhavani and Shankar. I salute. Salute means I bow down, I revere, I adore, I worship, I praise who? Bhavani Shankar. And who are they? Shraddha Vishwasa Rupinav. They are Shraddha and Vishwas. And Yabhyam Vinana Pashyanti, without whom one cannot see, even though someone is striving, sincere, or even has got success, siddhis or powers, that Ishvara that resides in our own heart, not physical heart, the essence of us, even though it is, that is our own nature, yet we do not come to see. And therefore in Gita also, having said how to approach the Guru, but the sure means is Shraddhavan labate jnanam. And what is this Shraddha? People consider some kind of belief as Shraddha, but what can you do without belief? You tell me. Yeah. Did you go and see the clinical test of what is being injected into you? It is with belief only, no? Shraddha is the essential quality of the intellect. And therefore, in our literature, the man is considered to be Manaha, masculine, man. Buddhi, feminine, woman. So now can you imagine what status has been given? Yeah. Buddhi. So Shankar is Vishwas. Bhavani is Shraddha, he says. Some people say, what is the difference between Vishwas and Shraddha? Shankaracharya also clearly says Guru and Shastra, in that Vishwas is Shraddha. But people try to take differences about it. In English language, so even faith is completely misunderstood by us. No? And that's why we say, why should we have faith? Without faith, you can't even be sitting here. The roof will fall on you. Is it not? Only in spirituality, why Shraddha? Shraddha is not blind belief as we have understood. It is not part of our culture. When you are not allowed to inquire and you just have to accept it or you will be damned, then it is blind belief. But that which you can inquire, that which you can know, that which has been well tested from time immemorial and has been passed on by great people who not only lectured it but lived it. Now see, Sati had great adoration for Shivji. She's lived with Shivji. She's devoted to him. She loves him. She adores him. She knows him to be the Lord of the universe. Now when the Lord of the universe is telling you something, I believe in it, but, that but's in, is what is called as Maya. And therefore we are not able to practice. Oh, this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita is very great, very, very great. I've heard it is very great. Did you hear the Bhagavad Gita? No, I've heard it is very great. But can you tell me a practical knowledge? Now, what do you mean practical knowledge? You have to practice it to make it practical. It is practical knowledge only. So these buts that comes in when we are not holding on firmly. Therefore, Shraddhate iti Shraddha. That which makes us firmly hold on. As Gurudev says, that Shraddha is holding on with belief to come to know what you believe in. Others have said Shraddha and Vishwas are one and the same, because Shiva and Shakti are not separate. Only one is masculine in the language, one is feminine in the language. No? So Shiva represents Vishwas and Parvati represents Shraddha. And what do we call as Shraddha? Again, it reminds me, and I keep sharing with this is Gurudev's Mahasamadhi camp. Once we were sitting with Guruji and asking certain questions, and people were also asking questions that, such a great master, yet people, come, go, because he bound nobody, neither with any kind of blind belief, etc. So many people just come, they go, and they seem, while they are there, to have such devotion. So, but he never used to say anything about anybody. But then I asked. I had to join the ashram. I didn't want that. I come to know so much that finally I think I know more than my guru, and then think I don't need my guru. So we were seeing these things. I had just come into the mission. So I asked Guruji at that time the question that these people seem to have so much devotion when they are there, and let's say enthusiasm also when they come, etc. Then how can they, just suddenly just drop and just walk away? So Guruji said, "इसके लिए तो मैं कहता हूँ भक्ति करो." Just started the Ramayana. Bhakti karo, bhakti karo. And I was thinking in my mind that I've seen them do so many, hover around Gurudev. Overfeed Gurudev, press his feet. And Guruji said, just saying that I have faith in my Guru, but what he instructs us, what he tells us, if he tells us something ridiculous, then something different. Yeah? Or what he does, we question that. That is not Shraddha. No? Very different from blind belief. There people follow anything, even the most ridiculous things, and then they say they have got faith. And that is the faith that we all get disgusted by. That's how people can be cheated. But that is not what is called as Shraddha. And therefore we have been given of Sati, and it is Sati only who comes as Parvati. But having learnt her lessons, she comes now as not Daksha Putri, because the ego resides in our intellect. Knowledge is that which gives us humility, but when we gather information and think that we are intelligent, we may be intellectual but not intelligent. Intelligence comes with Shraddha. Intelligence is when the right knowledge takes place in our intellect as per the right means of knowledge. And if you have Shraddha, nobody can cheat you actually, because you're using your intellect. And therefore this beautiful story has been said, because if we don't listen to Sri Ram Katha or Bhagavad Katha from devotees, saints and sages, then we are only going to get deluded. Sati gets deluded and she tries to delude Ramchandraji. In the process, the consequences of her actions we only have to bear, but more than her, does anybody know what Shivji had to go through? Yeah? Carrying her dead body, he was roaming around the universe. And she's only questioning why Ramchandra ji is crying for Sita. And there Goswami Tulsidas ji says, Yadapi akam tadapi bhagavana. That even though Shivji is without any kama, is not only lust, but desire. And one who has got no desire can have no sorrow. When do you feel sorrow? When your desire is not fulfilled. You don't have any desire. There's nothing that can, if I don't have desire for a car, whether you give me a car or you don't give me a car, am I going to feel sad? But if there is a desire and then you don't give, then only there is sadness, right? Yadapi akam tadapi bhagavana. Even though he is without any desire, the word Bhagwan means not only one who has got the 6 Aishwarya, Saundarya, all these bhagas, fortunes, name, fame, popularity, power, wealth. Not only one who has got all that in full measure is called as Bhagwan, but one who is compassionate. That's why Guru also we call as Bhagwan. Very often Guru will have no money, but can generate. But Bhagwan means one who is all compassionate. And when he sees the sorrow of his devotee, and Sati is his devotee. He loves Sati, Sati loves him. Yeah. When he saw that she was treated so badly, he destroyed the yajna of Daksha, which was done out of arrogance. And what is yajna? Yajna is there where we surrender our ego and egocentric selfishness. That is called as yajna. And that which brings about cooperation, it brings about productivity, and not only does it bring that, it brings shreya, that which is peace and happiness for many around you. That is called as yajna, not just something swaha, swaha, swaha. And that yajna in which you develop ego, you are not grateful from whom you have received everything. It is only to show off that yajna is not yajna. Yet yajna should not be destroyed. Bhagwan Vishnu comes there. And another beautiful portion, because he was holding on to the body of Sati, and Sati's life is only for blessing others. Bhagwan Vishnu, which is Sudarshan Chakra, cut all the limbs, and that is where we have all our Shakti Peethas, the Shakti temples, many around our Siddhbadi ashram. Jwalamukhi, Kangra Devi, Mumba Devi. Mumbai is also the right hand of Sati. That's why it's such a prosperous place, if you have any doubt about it. Now, why am I telling you all this is that when we listen to the Ramayana, this is the preparation, such a huge, there's sometimes you wonder, when is the Ramayana going to start? I mean, when you read Goswami Tulsidas Ji's, you say, when is going to start? But now she has come as the daughter of the Himalayas. And what tapas does Parvati do to get Shivji back in her life? There's so many things, even that katha itself, But then one day she finds Shivji peacefully sitting, and she goes up to him and she says, other than you, who can remove my doubt? But the very nature of a question, the question looks like almost the same, and we carry on from our previous life. Therefore, resolve whatever you have to resolve now. Yeah. You carry on everything to the next life. Oh, I don't believe in next life. Whether you believe or not, you have a next life. Yeah? Till you realize the truth. Or you have to perpetually burn in hell. So resolve it now. She goes up to Shivji and she says, I have a doubt other than you. Who can remove it? Shivji didn't say, oh, not again. But he knows the heart of Parvati. And it's almost the same question which we took up in the morning. That how can, and this time from the very nature of the question, the Guru can understand. With what tone and attitude we ask, the Guru can understand. If intellectually, just to defy, we ask a question and think that we are very intelligent, that is not. Intelligence is to learn from those who know. Nowadays, find out answers for yourself. Then they will only show you those things where you can create a lot of doubts, mistranslated, and then you figure out for yourself what they want you to figure out, you will figure out. What they ask you to figure out. It's directed questions. And so much blind belief we have in those systems, which have failed over centuries, and we still continue it. Think about it. Therefore, all this is explained because we don't understand. But the picture that we are given in these stories, that if we can hear from childhood, we don't have to sit and analyze it. It leaves an impression in our mind. And a childlike mind, not childish mind, childlike mind at whatever age you may be. Just as children just get knowledge by just seeing, hearing, watching. The truth of this is seen. So she asked the question that if Brahma, the infinite, is formless, timeless, etc. She's Buddhi. She has studied Brahma Vidya. She in fact is Brahma Vidya herself ready. But question is, how can that take a form? And why should take up a form? See, the infinite need not take up a form. But the infinite cannot take up of the form. Who of us can say that should not take up a form or cannot take up a form? One in whom this entire creation is manifest as names and forms, who can appear as you and me, cannot appear as Rama or Krishna. So Shivji explains how the Ananta Koti Brahmanda Nayaka, again, if those portions you study, those are of knowledge, and that's called as Shiv Gita. If you study that portion, then you will have no doubt what the Ramayana is unfolding. Today you're talking about multiverses. Wait till I tell you the Ramayana. And he says that infinite in whom many dimensions, many not only galaxies, but many creations are just like pores on the skin. Can you count even your pores? That Lord of these multi-universes. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, Yadha yadha hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Very famous shloka, I'm sure all of you know it, no? When does Bhagwan take avatar? When adharma is suppressing dharma. And dharma, in spite of striving, and dharma lives in sadhus. Sadhus mean not sadhu babas. Means those who live a life of dharma. The very word sadhu means one who is good. Those who live dharma is called as sadhu. Then probably only sannyasis were living it, they were called as sadhu. Then people started using sannyasis' clothes to kidnap. So therefore every kidnapper was called as sadhu. See how we distort these names. So, this quality of living a life of dharma. So those who live dharma have to be protected. And therefore, Bhagwan takes avatar when adharma is suppressing dharma. When there is only adharma, Bhagwan does not need to come. When there is only dharma also, Bhagwan does not need to come. But the Supreme Lord of the universe, who with his Maya Shakti is Ishvara, he is the one who comes and takes avatar as Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. And this is there also in our Puranas and also in Kena Upanishad. We have the first evidence of avatar where Shivji himself takes Yaksha avatar and he comes. And it is Uma only, the scriptures, who point out that this was Brahman only who took that form and came. Ishvara took that form and came. Therefore, have no confusion about form, formless, etc. And then only we will understand what is the leela of Bhagwan. Because otherwise to understand the leela of Bhagwan is difficult. Therefore, first gain the knowledge from the rishis. Listen to Ram Katha. Then only you will understand the greatness of Bhagwan in our life and of these great epics. And as I said, life has peace when there is dharma, there is love, bhakti, and there is knowledge of oneness, the knowledge of truth. Shivji explains all this to Parvati and then goes to tell why particularly Sri Ram avatar. But the basis of that, he says, Ram bhagat hit nar tanudhari sahi sankat kiye sadhu sukhari. Tulsidas ji has said that Bhagwan takes avatar for not to kill Ravan or to kill Kamsa, but for the love, for the well-being of all beings, because for Bhagwan everyone is his. No? So Bhakta, and particularly for devotees, Bhagwan takes avatar. Then Shivji goes to explain why Ram avatar and explains, but one of the famous reasons that people see is that there were 3 sons in Pulastya Rishi's Kula, in the family of Pulastya Rishi, and they were Vibhishan, Ravan, Kumbhakaran. These also are the 3 types of tendencies or gunas or moods of our mind. Vibhishan Sattvic, Ravan Rajasic, and Kumbhakaran Tamasic. All 3 very powerful, but their power has difference. And therefore, please understand also, gentleness is more powerful then sturdiness. An oak tree can be brought down by the wind, but the grass that is gentle and you degrade it as, to be trampled upon, that grass can withstand any storm or trampling also. Yeah? This is the greatness of Sattva Gun. Don't say, if I'm too good, won't people take advantage of me? That's why even Ramayana plays nowadays, children don't want to take Ram's role, they want to take Ravan's role. Sita's role to never, no. They'd rather be Kaikai or Surpanakha. Kumati Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi. Therefore, Hanumanji has to come and burn our Lanka. So these three brothers were there, and as I told, these Rakshasas were learned, and all three of them knew that without concentration and focus of mind, you cannot achieve anything. But this is something very important, please take a note. Some of you had attended the Kaivalya Upanishad series of, talks that I gave on meditation, and since some of you have come and told me, if you remember, there are two things, and Gurudev used to go and emphasize. Mere concentration of mind is a Ravana, a Hitler, a Kumbhakarna. Mere concentration of mind. Therefore, the emphasis on the purity of our intent, sankalpa, by which we do our sadhana or our seva, is important. If our intent is base, tamasic or rajasic, then all our tapas, all our seva, all our austerity, tapas, all our service, all our puja, yajna, etc., or sadhana also is for a very limited cause. When Brahmaji appears, and that is the power of creativity, power of innovation. If you understand in this manner, then the four-headed Brahmaji, we get all wonder, this is all myth, Brahmaji means the creator has to have all the knowledge, and therefore all the four Veda. Brahmaji appears to them. Ravan says, I want to be physically immortal. He said, that cannot be. But you can ask a boon by which it is difficult for you to die. And such people, they have got, greed for life. They want more. They want a long life so that they can go on enjoying life more. And they want to be invincible. So he asked the boon. He said, you can ask. And Brahmaji only directed. He is also Buddhi. So Ravan asked, he said, ask in such a way that your death will not be that easy. So Ravan said, other than, he thought, you can't say nobody should be able to kill me. Then again you are asking for immortality. So other than man and apes, monkeys, no one should be able to kill me, including coronavirus. But we don't need coronavirus to destroy this world. Human beings are enough. Rakshasas are enough, The educated people only are destroying the world, no? Not the tribals. Tell me, not the villagers. Therefore, don't say Rakshasa was only, in Treta Yoga. That also we know, we don't know. Look around. he asked that neither man nor monkey should be able to kill me. When he went to Vibhishan, and wonder, they're in the same family, how can they? Same mind also. Sometimes goodness, sometimes such wickedness. So he asked Vibhishan, and Vibhishan said that I just want devotion and service to Bhagwan. He was wondering, this Ravan's brother Vibhishan. And before he went to Kumbhakaran, tell you, when even Bhagwan cannot do anything, yeah, he consults his wife. He called Saraswati. He said, you can help me, because if this guy asks for immortality, he could eat up so much. Kumbhakaran was known, and if you see the list of things that he would eat, yeah, what ecology. One person can destroy the entire world. That much. He said, if this guy eats, then this is the end of my creation. So he told Saraswati, do something to his mind. And when he got up from tapas, he was so tired that he says that, I want to sleep for 6 months. Don't some of you wish like that, you know? Now that COVID lockdowns are over, you don't have to travel and come here on Sundays. Yeah. Want to watch online. Yeah. So that I can sit in my pajamas and then, you know, while listening to the Ramayana, then become Sota, like Kumbhakaran. So Kumbhakaran attack takes place in Ramayana also. Yeah, Ravan's attack, of course, is there. But there is also Vibhishan, who will leave Lanka also and come all the way. Yeah. To Ayodhya, to be with Ramchandraji. See? So there, he woke up from his tapas, austerity, meditation, and Brahmaji said, what do you want? He said, I want to sleep for 6 months, wake up, eat, and go to sleep. So eat, o eat, sleep, o sleep. Yeah? You know, within the mask, you have to laugh a little louder. That's better. You know, because otherwise you can't. As Gurudev would say, sleep, o sleep, eat, o eat. Now, when they got these boons and they returned to Lanka, Ravan had become so powerful now that he was invincible. Devtas could not kill him. Rakshasas could not kill him. Human beings, so he knew they are also delicate. They can be most of the human beings. So he didn't think. And monkeys were anyway their food. So he said, I'm invincible, and the havoc that he created. And he had many, many military posts even in India. Yeah. They were posted everywhere around the world, his military post, so that he can have control over the world. Whenever such people, and such people, it's not only one individual. Such Rakshasas are there. Even few such Rakshasas can destroy the entire world. Even now it is possible, you know that, right? Maybe 100 years from now, you will be also considered as a myth. Coronavirus also will be a myth. People will even forget it. This Ravan, the havoc that he created and these Rakshasas created, and first thing they do is stop all spiritual, all religious. Because from where would you learn Dharma, you please tell me? and therefore stop all yajnas. When the devatas were all flustered, he had even the devatas, he had the navagrahas under his control. And it is said, both in Bhagavad and in Ramayana, that Mother Earth, Devi, Bhumi Devi, Bhu Devi, please don't understand that, oh, Earth suddenly takes form as a cow, which is so unproportionate on the screen. Yeah? That Prithvi Devi, who is mother, and cow like mother gives her milk to us and everything of her. That's why we revere. She takes the form of a cow and goes to the devatas. These devatas also, the limited cosmic forces which are so powerful, they could not do anything to such Ravan, and even now, such powerful forces and few people are destroying this earth in spite of that. Leave the earth on its own and see how everything these devatas can rejuvenate within a year. You saw, no, the first lockdown. You saw those videos also, isn't it? We don't have to spend billions of dollars cleaning up the Ganga. Stop polluting the Ganga, Ganga will become clean. But we don't stop polluting, we go on cleaning so that somebody underneath can take a lot of money. And Ganga never gets cleaned. But Ganga does not need to clean. She cleans up the whole world. This Ravan's havoc, she went to the Devatas. The Devatas went to Brahmaji. Brahmaji said what to do. I have to give boons according to what people do. I cannot do anything. So they went to Shivji. Now you see, yeah, if you want to learn management also, don't interfere in other people's business. Yeah? And Shivji and Bhagwan Vishnu, they have such cooperation. They know who's supposed to do who, and they don't interfere in each other's business. Shivji himself is quite capable. He's the Lord of Destruction. But he's taken up that role. He says we have to go to Lord Vishnu. And everybody said, no, but where are we going to find Lord Vishnu? Somebody says he's in Vaikunt. Somebody says he's in Shir Sagar, in the ocean of milk. So where will we have to go? Where do we find in the galaxy? It must be the Milky Way. Yeah. But Shivji says, Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana Prema te pragata hoi mein jana. Many secrets are there in these one mantras or chopais. He says, Hari Vyapak. Hari is all pervading. Sarvatra Samana. Everywhere is the same. To everyone is the same. Everywhere is the same. It is not that in the temple there is more of God. And in what to say, a movie theater there is less of God. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana, but Prema te pragata hoi mein jana. That only where there is love, there the all-pervading Lord will even take up a form for us to perceive Him. Prema te pragata hoi mein jana. So they all did stuti of Bhagwan, and even before they could ask, Bhagwan said, I know. And before even Ravan asked this boon, let us understand, Bhagwan knows. And he said, I have already given the boon to Manu and Satrupa, and they are born as Dashrath and Kaushalya. I will be born as their son, as a human being, as a man, and I will free this earth from these atrocious or atrocity creating people, including Ravana. And Bhagwan went. And when Bhagwan went, no, all these devatas, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's why, most people say, earlier I used to pray with such fervor in the temple, but now, I don't really need anything, so why should I pray? That is, after all, devatas are human beings who after prayer and to worship and yajna have got that status. But they are serving the whole universe and therefore they are great. But in English, only gods, gods, gods. Then the Hindus have got many gods. Do even they know how many gods? But they want now, guardian angel. We've got a guardian angel, one devata for every human being on earth. Yeah. And what is the evidence? What is the praman of that? That this culture is still protected. Yeah. These devatas, they were all ready to go. Now let us go and peacefully enjoy heaven because Ravan can't come here. Now Bhagwan has decided, Bhagwan has said, and he's Satyavrata and he will do it. So all these devatas, they started scattering everywhere. Brahmaji called them, hey, come here. Bhagwan is descending, taking avatar as a human being on earth. And for the king of the universe to be a king of a small part of the world, it is a descent. Not that Bhagwan becomes any less. That's why he's called as Achyuta. Avatar doesn't mean that he comes down, but it means that he comes down to lift us up. So Bhagwan takes avatar as a human being. So shouldn't you also go and be? Bhagwan is taking avatar. Shouldn't you go and? Bhagwan doesn't require our help. Bhagwan is coming to help you, but you don't want to do anything. Bhagwan doesn't need our help, but shouldn't we not go and serve Bhagwan? So they scratch their heads. Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah, we'll go and be born as those princes and ministers and all that, and we will help Bhagwan. He said, Lord of the universe is coming as a man, and if you want to serve, you have to be humbler. So he said, you should come as vanar. Vanar is actually not monkeys, please understand. If you study Darwin and you think you're a very scientist, it's the missing link between the apes and the human beings. And some skeletons are found. They say in Peru, wherever. But even if we say that they were monkeys or apes, Vanara, which means Narva, they are very much like human beings. But are they? That doubt, because they seem to have a tail yet. Yeah. So are they or are they not? And therefore now also books have come out that there were many species of humanoids, intelligent creatures, out of which our race has dominated. Our race, I'm not talking of country. The human race dominated and all other species became extinct. Dominate doesn't mean they necessarily killed them, no? But it became the Rama. So there were other intelligent species. But from the Ramayana we come to understand whether they are dinosaurs or there are different creatures. Different creatures have come and got extinct. I'm to speak in this language so that you understand what knowledge is there in the Ramayana. And our Western universities know it. And we Indians still think, we are still worshipping monkeys and allowing our children to be made fun of. And when, somebody say, scientifically proven that there were other races, not even scientifically proven, just there are other races, those books become very popular. But at least if that books you consider popular, then know that in creation, for a purpose, and we human beings are also here for a purpose, and after our purpose have been fulfilled or we have not fulfilled the purpose, we will also be extinct. This is just Bhagwan's Gada right now. Wait till the Sudarshan Chakra comes. There is a purpose, and therefore different species appear on different planets also. All this is there in the Ramayana, and my grandmother, who was not educated in some university, had taught me this. Which in the university, then when I start studying, all evidence is there. What else evidence do we want? No? But just under the label of science when it comes, yeah. That science we were taught as kids in our culture. Here, that Bhagwan is going to come, you go as Vanar. That's why we wonder how powerful these Vanars were, because they were Devta Anshas only. The Devtas had taken form and come. So they took the form. They said, look at Jambavan. He said, I've already taken a manifestation as a bear. This is something which till today science has not come up with, but they have come up with multiverses and time lapse. Now we can look at it. Wait till I tell you all that in the Ramayana. No? But how these devtas can be in their presence and their amshas, part manifestations. Yeah. Now when we will have this metaverse, you will be creating it, and Bhagwan can't create it. Yeah. You will be sitting at home and carrying a Louis Vuitton bag which you purchase in the metaverse and go for a meta party, yeah, for which you have to pay meta cryptocurrency. Are you not doing it even now? His one Amsha already has come as Jambavan. And they were looking out for Shivji. What about you? He had already gone to become Hanuman. Bhagwan had given boon to Dashrath and Kaushalya in their previous incarnation, yeah, as Manu and Satrupa. There also, if I go into another multiverse, I will come little later on to explain it. Then you will understand what sciences are there. I am not fitting it in. I knew about it as a kid. I am reading and seeing it in the movies like these youngsters now on flight. Watch Spider-Man. Watch Matrix. Yeah. Then you will know, and I just look at it and I say, acha, so they've copied this also. Now the story begins. Finally, yes, because we require preparation. Don't consider it some childish story. The whole universe is captured. Our whole life is captured. And our whole journey from bondage to liberation is captured in this story of the Ramayana. Not just the teachings. The teachings are for us to understand visually what this Ramayana is all about and how our journey can take place to Ram. In Ayodhya kingdom, there is from the Raghu Vamshis, Bharat Vamshis, you have the king Dashrath, who has also fought Star Wars, fought for the Devatas. A very, very noble king, but there's always a but in life. Yeah. He had such a kingdom, he had number of wives also. Now don't go, ow. Yeah. Social orders at different periods of time. Yeah. Today also they are talking about multiple partners, live-in partners. Social norms to keep society regulated. Kings, not just for their alliances, etc., and they would have the marriages, whatever the reasons may be. But Ramchandraji showed that what is an ideal couple, ideal man for the next generation. But when society is limited, there are a lot of things that are there. We should not judge. If tomorrow, whatever you all are doing now, even 15 years later, these children who are telling you parents are wrong, by the time their children grow up, they will know that they were wrong. So, or by the time their children grow up, what they were telling your parents were wrong, they will tell you is right. That's why grandparents and grandchildren get along very well. Yeah? So, he did not have sons to continue his kingdom. So went to sage Vashishta, his guru, and said, with your blessings, can I have sons? He said, for that you have to do yajna. Again, there are so many secrets here. They do a yajna. And your son-in-law only is a rishi who can do certain yajnas which everybody cannot do. And from that yajna, that prasad that came, he had 3 wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra and Kaikai. Now, in different Ramayans, we find little bit of variation, and that also I will come to explain why. Because Ramayana story, you know, these are the things that questions arise in our mind. That's why I'm taking up these portions. So he gave the payasam, the prasad that came to, there's the other story also, one kite took it away and he gave to Kaushalya and to Kaikai, not because he's partial, because he knew that Sumitra is loved. Amongst them also there was so much love that both gave their share to Sumitra. And all these 3 queens conceived later on, and Kaushalya Mata gave birth to Ramchandraji. Kaikai Mata gave birth to Bharat Maharaj. And Sumitra gave birth to 2 children, Lakshman and Shatrughan. And all 4 brothers had such deep love for each other, but Lakshman always was with Ramchandraji and Shatrughan with Bharat. There's a lot of significance that we can go on about that. That see, both gave their love to Sumitra, that Sumitra gave 2 sons, both in the service of the 2 elder brothers. Ramchandraji was born for only 15 minutes or half an hour later. On the same day, all 4 children were born. And of course, the celebrations in Ayodhya, normally if you had Ramayana, you would have Ram Janma and all the paraphernalia, but in 7 sessions, I have to cover the entire Ramayana. Yeah? So no singing. Singing is before, dancing is after. Yeah? While I'm speaking, yeah? So I can't even sing the chopais and all that, so that we can just come to know some of the essence, so that our interest in studying the Ramayana further, knowing the Ramayana and the confusions that people create of such great texts are removed. So that is how we will proceed. Please, now it's holiday. Do come in the morning and evenings, so that in the next 6 sessions we will cover the entire Ramayana. Birth of Ramchandraji has already taken place. So Ramayana has begun. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om, you have heard Pujya Swamiji introduce before the real discourses on Ramayana begins. To complement his discourse, we have presentations every day, and that is the cultural program that we have every day over the next 4 days. Each day, we will have 2 episodes, 2 significant episodes that are being put together and presented by various Chinmaya Mission centers around the country. So today, the 2 episodes will be presented now from Chinmaya Mission San Jose and Chinmaya Mission Center LA. So that's going to be, we will have the opportunity to watch those dance performances the next 30 minutes, followed by Aarti. Today's Aarti sponsors, I will call out because we are running a little bit tight on time. Pramukh Yajman, Pankaj and Manisha Sundi. Daily Yajman today, Ram Sankar Subramanian. And the evening Aarti sponsors are Arunachalam Venkat Raman, Kiran Balaji, Narottam and Sudha Saxena, Rishikesh Soni, Sanjeevi Tivakaran, Sonali Dave, Subhash Joshi, Vasava Krishnamurthy, and Srinivas Alamsetti. So after the dance performance, all those pujas, Aarti sponsors, please come forward and gather here at the front of the stage. Thank you and Hari Om. Please enjoy the 2 episodes of Ramayana today. Thank you and Hari Om.
Jekidadom, jekidadom, jekida, jekida, jekidadom, 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 jekida, jekida, jekidadom, 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 jekida, jekida, jekidadom, janudakadam, janudakarim, janudaga, janudaga, janudakadam, jekidadom, jekidadom, jekida, jekida, jekidadom, janudakadam, janudakarim, janudaga, janudaga, janudakadam, jekidadom, jekidadom, jekida, jekida, Vande Valmiki Kokilam, Vande Valmiki Kokilam, Manikara Veena Gana Virabhita Ramaniya Pujita Madhuram, Varnita Karna Manohara Raghava Madhurya Chaturya Charitam, Vande Valmiki अवधपुरी रघुकुल मनिरावो वेद विदित देहि दशरथ नामो धर्म धुरंधर गुण निधि ज्ञानी हृदय भगति मति सारंग पानी कौसल्यादि नारी प्रिय सदाचरण पुनीत पति अनुकूल प्रेम दृढ़ हरिपद कमल विनीत अवधपुरी रघुकुल मनिरावो वेद विदित देहि दशरथ नामो धर्म धुरंधर गुण निधि ज्ञानी हृदय भगति मति सारंग पानी कौसल्यादि नारी प्रिय सदाचरण पुनीत पति अनुकूल प्रेम दृढ़ हरिपद कमल विनीत
मम लालप्यमानस्य सुधार्थं नास्ति वै सुखं तदर्थं हयमेदेन यक्ष्यामीति मतिर्मम
एक बार भूपति मरवाही भय दलानी मोरे सुतनानी गुर गृह गयऊ तुरत मही पारा चरण लागी करी विनय विसाला निज दुख सुख सब गुर ही सुनायऊ कही वसिष्ठ बहु विधि समुझायऊ धरहु धीर होई हति सुत चारी त्रिभुवन विदित भगत भयहारी
ततः स गत्वा तापत्नीः नरेन्द्रो हृदयं गमाः उवाच दीक्षां विशत यक्ष्येऽहं सुतकारणात् तासां तेनातिकान्तेन वचनेन सुवर्चसां मुखपद्मान्यशोभन्त पद्मानीव हिमात्यये
चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र खिलकी खिलकी उठत धावे गिरत भूमि लट पटाए धाय मात गोद लेत दशरथ की रनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र विद्रुम से अरुण धर बोलत मुख मधुर मधुर सुभग नासिका में चारू लटकत लटकनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र बाजत पैंजनिया ठुमक चलत रामचंद्र
Jum. Jum. Takita jum. Tarikita jum. 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 Takita jum. Tarikita jum. Targudom jum. Jum. Takita jum. Tarikita jum. Targudom tam. Takita jum. Takita jum deen. Takita jum. Takita jum tom. Takita jum. Takita jum nam. Takita jum. Takita jum tam tam. Takita jum tam. Takita jum deen. Takita jum deen. Takita jum tom tom. Takita jum tom. Takita jum nam nam. Takita jum nam. Takita jum tam. Tajum deen. Tajum tom. Tajum nam. Tajum jum. Tajum tajum. Takita jum. Tadingur na tom. Tadingur na tom. Tadingur na tom jum. Tajum tajum. Takita jum. Tadingur na tom. Tadingur na tom. Tadingur na tom jum. Tajum tajum. Takita jum. Tadingur na tom. 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 Tadingur na tom tam.
Dim tadim 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 rana dim tadim 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 rana tadara tadim 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 rana tadara tadim tadim rana taradim 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 tadim 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 rana tadara tadim tadim rana taradim 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 tadim 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 rana tadara tadim tadim rana Jaya Me Jayam Shri Rama Jaya Me Jayam Shri Rama Jaya Me Jayam Sarvadile Mudaragiya Vedam Sevadile Talayagiya Bodham Uivadile Mudaragiya Dadam Udahatile Mudaragiya Geetam Shri Rama Jaya Me Jayam Shri Rama Jaya Me Jayam Shri Rama Jaya Me Jikidadom, jikidadom, jikida jikida jikidadom.
Young men. They are the sons of King Dasharatha of Koshala. I have brought them here to see the Sunaba, the legendary bow.
Let the Swayamvar ceremony begin. Had I known there is no one mighty enough to lift the bow of Lord Shiva, I would have never made this solemn vow. Brother, how dare King Janaka say these words in your presence? If you allow me, I will toss it or even break it into pieces.
सुगुणारामं भावयामि रघुरामम्.
O sage Vishwamitra, today with your blessings, my daughter has got the right man as her husband. Now, if you allow me, I would like to go to King Dasharatha and invite him to the wedding.
Is there any need to ask me now? Go ahead, the sooner the better.
At Mithila, Rama was married to Sita and Lakshmana married Urmila, King Janaka's second daughter. Bharata married Mandavi and Shatrughna married Shrutakirti, King Janaka's brother's daughters.
Hari Om. All the Aarti sponsors, please come forward and take an Aarti Thali for the final item of the day.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद बाल्मीक विज्ञान विशारद। सुख सनकादि शेष अरु सारद बरनी पवन सुत कीरतिनी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छहो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस। मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अंश सम्मत सब ही की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी। व्यास आदि कवि बर्ज बखानी काकभु सुंडी गरुड़ के ही की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। कलिमल हरणी विषय रस फीकी सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की। दलन रोग भव मूरी अमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की। जय जय जय।
Hari Om. So those of you in attendance here, there is a surprise incentive this evening. So there is food, light dinner packed for you to go. So before you leave, please take one food box and then come back tomorrow. Thank you, Hari Om. Also, we have been announcing about the book auction. Resident Swamiji of Chinmaya Mission, Dallas, Fort Worth, Swami Sarveshananda has created a calligraphy art coffee book, table book on Ramayanam. And that book was unveiled yesterday by Pujya Swamiji Swarupananji. And the book is available online. And the original book is being auctioned. And the auction is on through the end of the camp. So the book auction is on. Please take a look at it online at msc2022.cmdfw.org. The URL again, msc2022.cmdfw.org. Thank you and Hari Om. We'll see you back here tomorrow.